Hey, hi and welcome to A Taste of Fusion. I'm conjuring up yet another iftari menu today. I'm starting off with onion pakoras, but I'm fusing them and creating onion rings of my own with a little tamarind chutney. For my main course, I'm taking Bali Chicken and I'm making a bake out of it. A lovely little sauce stuffed inside the chicken and served with. And for dessert, well, I'm taking strawberries, taking a little bit of crumble and putting it together to create a glorious fusion tower. Well, now enough of that. I've got to go pick up my veg, get back to the kitchen and get cooking. Alright, now to get started with our appetizer, which today are onion rings. Well, it's a type of onion ring. I've actually taken the pakora in essence and I've created a completely new batter, as you'll see, which is going to be served up as a glorious little onion ring, and I'm going to serve that with a little tamarind chutney on the side. So, okay, first things first, I've got a large bowl here into which I'm going to pour about 300 mils of water. Then to this, I'm going to add this lovely grain. Now this is actually dal or lentils, but the marsh variety, the white variety. And I've just ground them down and they're very, very fine. And I'm going to use this as my batter rather than using flour or using corn flour. You know, it's up to you what you do. In go about 5 tablespoons. Now I'm going to whisk this up and try and get out all the lumps. Okay, once it's thoroughly blended, now I'm going to spice it up. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1.5 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of my garam masala mix, which is cardamom, clove, black pepper, and a little large clove as well. I'm going to mix this in, just in the beginning, with my fork. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of white cumin and a little poppy seed, just half a teaspoon of that. Okay, whisk it. Once everything is whisked in, I'm going to add in 2 more tablespoons of my lentil flour. Okay, now I've got these glorious, glorious red onions here, which I've sort of sliced up. I'm just going to put in about 3 onions into this bowl. And I'm going to add the juice of half a lemon. Just make sure everything is submerged well. Now I'm going to let the onions sit in this for 1 minute while I prepare my tamarind or the imli ki chutney that's going to go with it. Okay, now for my tamarind chutney or my imli sauce. Into my bowl, I'm going to pour in about 5 tablespoons of imli water that I've taken out. And basically you get the tamarind, you mix it with some warm water, and you just squeeze all the juice out. There you go, 5 tablespoons. Now I'm going to add the juice of half a lemon to this. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Mix it all up. And for the final touch, we'll put in 2 teaspoons of sugar. Now, a little fusion here. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil to this. Adds a different dimension to this lovely little sauce on the side, and of course that's fusion in itself. And once your tamarind is ready, now all you have to do is grab your oven dish, which I've just foiled. Now this is a healthy alternative to regular pakoras or fried onion rings. I've kept these onion rings whole, like so. I'm just going to layer them out. I'm going to bake them. They look very pretty when it comes out. Then pour on the entire marinade. This goes into a preheated oven at 180 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. Right, so that's in the oven for a good 15-20 minutes. Now I'm going to clear up and get on with my main course, which is the take on Bali chicken. Right, now for our main course, which is a take on Bali chicken. Now, Bali chicken is cooked over a period of time, has a lot of oil and a lot of green chilies and a number of different spices in it. What I thought today is that I would create little pockets. Well, not actually pockets. I'm going to open up the chicken like I would an undercut or an entrecote and roll it up. Create a little parcel or a roulade of this lovely chicken. And I was thinking I'd bake it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep a little bit of the frying aspect in there. And I'm going to fry it, sear it in a pan, seal all those juices in, and have these lovely little bites of stuffed chicken a la Bhopal. So let's get started. First of all, get a chicken breast and slice through the thick part, making sure you don't go all the way through the skin. Now, very much like you would another piece of meat, keep scoring. Now, once that's happened, take the back end of this bit of your knife and bash it through. Now, again, take care that you don't do it too hard because chicken breast is quite delicate and you might cut through the skin. So, just bash it and then with the flat end, start flattening it out like so. So now you have this lovely little heart-shaped piece of meat. So, let's just do that to a couple of these. Now, the other ingredients. First of all, we have some fabulous green chilies here, which are essential to Bali chicken. 2.5 green chilies that I've sliced up finely, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 2 pods of garlic, which I'm just going to get the top ends off, like so, and slice up as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my knife and go through all the ingredients together. And why do I do this is because all these ingredients have their own particular oils which will intermesh and mingle, and therefore the cooking process has already begun on my chopping board. Okay, next step. Got some fabulous coriander here. I'm just going to take a few leaves off my bunch. Chop it through. Now for a couple of sprigs of mint. These I'm just going to slice gently, not use too much force because I don't want the mint to release its oil. And then my fusion element. I'm going to lubricate or wet them with some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add salt to this, a large pinch of red chili powder, and then a large pinch of my garam masala. Okay, I'm going to mix it all up, like so. And I'm going to place some in the center of each chicken fillet. All right, next, I'm going to take some lemon and squeeze it right on, teaspoon in each. And now for the hard part. I'm going to take each chicken breast and roll it up. You take the smaller end first and roll into the larger end, like that. And now, if you want to secure this, you can use a skewer stick and go through, but there's no need because when the chicken shrinks, it'll hold together. Okie dokie, and I'm going to transfer them straight into my pan, which is right here, ready and waiting. And now I'm going to fry it up. Right, now to get started with my main course. Get your pan on a high flame. And just wait for everything to start sizzling up. Now I'm just going to pour a little rice vinegar on top of the chicken because that's fusion, and I want to start creating steam underneath it. And the steam is essential because of the stuffing inside. Now we're not going to bake it, so it's not going to be a slow process. We want it super fast, and we want, you know, the stuffing to get cooked through. And I have added absolutely no oil in the pan yet. The oil that is inside rolled up in the chicken so the stuffing can cook outwards. We're going to try and keep this as healthy as possible. Okay, once the vinegar starts steaming, I'm going to add in a little tamarind juice. Just about 1 tablespoon's worth from on top. And what this will do is it'll give tartness to this dish and also give a glorious color. It's perfect. Now I'm going to try and flip them over, which is always the moment of truth, and I get really worried because everything just might fall apart, but it's not going to do that. Nice little flip. Oops. Go. Beautiful. Take your pan off the heat because all the spices and the tamarind and the vinegar have started to stick and you start getting the smoke. At this point, you add in a little extra virgin olive oil just to make sure everything stays lubricated and nothing burns. And add the juice of half a lemon. Keep the chicken pieces in the center of your pan. Turn the heat down slightly once everything begins to stick and flip your chicken over for its final flip. It only takes 1 or 2 flips and this is done. Beautiful, look at that. Now, squeeze in a little bit more lemon juice. Pour in about 2 more tablespoons of rice vinegar. And then, quick as a flash, cover up the pan, turn the heat off, put this to the side, and you are done with your main course. Now, all you have to do is when you heat up the chicken, add in a little fried, golden fried onion from beforehand, sprinkle a little green chili around the side, and voila, a perfect iftari main course done and dusted. Okay, now all I have to do is make dessert. Right, now for dessert, which is a sort of take on strawberry crumble. And I thought today, let's have something really delicious for dessert. So I'm going to get my pan on a high flame. And here I have some hobnob biscuits that I've crushed up. And I'm going to put in about 4 tablespoons worth into my pan. And I've kept them quite rough because, I want a little bite in my dessert. And so it's sort of it's a take away from the mithais and all, the fried sort of sweets that we have. And I thought, okay, I've got a little biscuit in here. I'm going to put a little strawberry, which I don't get. So I actually got some canned strawberries with a lot of liquid and juice, so they're going to be delicious. And make my own little joyous strawberry dessert for this iftari. Now into this, I'm going to pour in about 10 strawberries and about 2 tablespoons of their lovely juice. You can, of course, use fresh strawberries, which I would have preferred, but they're not in season right now. Now I'm going to mix this up and let the biscuit crumb become a little moist. I'm going to add in 2 large tablespoons of condensed milk. Mix it all in. And of course, my biscuit is browning really, really quickly, so I've got to move fast now. Take it off the heat slightly and add in another 4 tablespoons of biscuit crumb. I'm just going to mix this in. And just when you thought it was over, it ain't over yet. I'm going to pour in 2 tablespoons worth of fresh cream. I'm going to mix this up very quickly. Some of the strawberries are breaking, but that's okay because I want them to release all their juices and their flavor throughout this dessert. That's it. It's all mixed up. I'm going to take it off the heat. And here I have a lovely little sort of ramekin. Well, it's not a ramekin, it's actually a baking tin. But I'm going to fill my dessert up in it. Right, and we're done with dessert. Now this goes into the fridge and you just take it out and serve it with a lashing of whipped cream at iftari time. Now I'm going to make a fantastic drink that I do every iftar now for myself. Today I thought I'm going to use some of those strawberries I used in dessert. So I'm going to pop in about 5 strawberries and 3 tablespoons of its juice. I'm going to put in 1½ peach that I've just chopped up. Now this is a sort of a shake, but it's not. And 3 tablespoons of fresh cream. And now let's blitz it up. Right, and that's done. Now, for example, if you don't have tinned strawberries and you have fresh strawberries instead, just squeeze in the juice of 1½ lemons in about 5 strawberries as I've put in. That'll release all the juices within the strawberry, and ½ teaspoon of sugar or a 1/4 tablet of any sweetener that you have. And my fantastic looking smoothie is ready. I'm just going to pop a little mint in at the end and serve it over ice. Well, I think I should do that right now because it's time to plate up. Right, and there you have it, my iftari menu, which is perfect yet again. Well, let me tell you about it. I started off with some baked onion rings. Now, they're not fried, but they have a batter, and they're most definitely not pakoras. What I did was I took lentil flour and that to the white lentil, which is known as mash. I ground it down and I covered the onions with them and I baked them with a lot of different spices. Now what happened is it turned into a lovely little pizza bake. They came out, all the grains are all in. I bet you when I take a bite in, it'll be warm, delicious, and you'll never be able to tell what batter it is. So there's the element of surprise right there. And of course I served it up with a little tamarind sauce on the side with a little chili, a little sugar, just delicious and the perfect entree, or in fact, perfect at any given time as a snack. Your kids will love it and it's utterly delicious. Now for my main course, which is a take on Bali chicken, which is traditionally very heavy, has a lot of oil, a lot of chili, a lot of different spices in it. What did I do to it? I made a lovely little escalope and I rolled it in almost as if it were a Kiev. And with that, I created a lovely looking dish which is utterly healthy and has all the essential elements that go into Bali chicken. And of course, I have kept a little punch of chili in there, so watch out for that when you go into the center. And then, coming to dessert, look at that. I'm calling it the strawberry hobnob cake. And what I've done is, I've served it with a little condensed milk on the side, I've added a little strawberry syrup from on top, and of course, it is a little decadent, you know, it's very rich. It's an alternative to mithai, and when you take a bite of this, it's so gooey and sticky that you will think that you're having the most ultimate mithai ever. But of course, do remember that, you know, you can use real strawberries in there. You just have to add in a little bit more sugar because they have more tart in them than the canned ones. And finally, to quench your thirst or to give you that energy that you require, I made a glorious little drink today of peaches and some of those tinned strawberries. I just cut up a peach in half, popped in about 5 strawberries, a little bit of juice, blended it up and added a little cream, fresh cream of course, and I served it with ice. And it's a perfect pick-me-up after a long, long fast. And that's enough from me. I'm going to go outside and enjoy my iftari, and I suggest you do the same. Remember, if you want to see me fuse something or have any comments, write in on fusion@dawnnews.tv. From myself, take care and see you next time.